Alright, so in this tutorial, the topic is about how to bevel. And I have this specific file. It's called how to bevel assignment.mb. And this file, this Maya file, is located in the W drive. And when you double click into the W drive, you have to look for your class folder. And on 2300 there's an asterisk over here because there are several of these 2300 001, 002, as well as 003. Here's an example, W drive, and here's the several of the classes. I've also put these little extra side notes for you, okay? Navigation hotkeys, how to focus onto your model, and the move, rotate, and scale hotkeys. I talked about these before, but in case if you forgot what the hotkeys are, they're down here. First thing I want to do is quickly review about the perspective camera. I need to select the camera from the outliner, go inside of the attribute editor tab, then the focal length needs to be set to 90. As you can see over here, set it to 90. Then the near clip plane needs to be set to 0.01. 0.01. I've explained about this before, so if you haven't watched the video, you have to go and watch it. Next, I want to discuss about the perspective, the viewport. So here's your perspective, the viewport. This is the viewport, entire thing right here. And then first thing I want to do is turn on backface culling. That's under shading, backface culling. Then I need to turn on the multi-sampling icon, which is this one. Next, I want to talk about the Alt and 5, ALT and 5. So Alt 5, wireframe on and off. And every time I finish discussing about a topic, I'm going to grade out. Next, I want to talk about the important modeling hotkeys. We're gonna select the object, right mouse click and hold to bring up your component modes. For example, your edge, vertex, face, and object. Edge, vertex, face, object. I talked about this in the previous tutorial, component modes. So make sure to watch that as well. And ignore the other menu options. For example, vertex face, UVs, multi, and all of this stuff. Ignore that. Only thing important is object mode, edge mode, vertex mode, as well as face mode, okay? Important modeling hotkeys. When in component mode, you have to select a component. So right mouse click and hold, edge mode, for example. Select a component, then you hold shift, and you also hold the right mouse button. Just to quickly remind you again, for each type of component, for example, edge, or for example, vertex, or face, or object mode, the floating menu for the component modeling will be slightly different, right? And the location of these tools will slightly be out of place. So you have to kind of look for where it is. So that may confuse you, and I discussed about it in the Intro to Maya PDF guide. Okay, so make sure to look in there as well. Then the important poly bevel floating menu. So I'm going to get into this, but before I do that, we have to start modeling. I'm going to select that cube, right mouse click and hold, go to edge mode. So beveling, all these beveling actions, they're mainly done when you are in edge component mode. So I'm going to select that, move around, shift, and also left click, select that edge. Okay. Then I'm going to hold down shift, hold on the right mouse button, bevel edge. And this is gonna bring us to here, right? So when in the poly bevel floating menu, okay, hold the control key for better tuning of the cursor slider. You have all this stuff going on, and it may look intimidating, but literally the only thing you're going to pay attention to is the fraction, and then segments sometimes, and sometimes the chamfer. So I'm going to need the control key. Hold down control. You see the mouse cursor. You see how when I go over this, it changes into a little slider. When I try to do that, holding down the left mouse click and dragging left or right, it moves really quickly, the increments. So you have to hold control, and you have much better fine-tuned control. So I want you to experiment and do something like that. Okay, it doesn't have to be exactly like this, but just experiment like this or like that, and zoom in on it and just take a look at it. Okay, so maybe something like that, whichever. Next one I'm going to go into is how to make the poly bevel floating menu go away, because it's annoying. You just either left mouse click anywhere in the 3D world space, makes it go away, or press W for the move tool. So 1 second, right? I brought it back, or press W to get out of it. But you'll see you're still in component mode, okay? So just be mindful of that. And I could just go right click and hold, object mode, click outside. Now, next thing is, let's say you need to summon the poly bevel floating menu to bring it back up. You can just select your object, then press T. It brings it back. Then you can just click outside. So you made this one, alright? I want to make this one now. You notice how the bevel is tighter. So you select your object. Oh, why is this out? I just press W to get rid of that menu. So right click and hold, select edge mode, right? I can press 4 for wireframe. I'm gonna just marquee drag select it like that. Make sure that you have your camera set. Let's see if you have it like this, right? And you try to do that. Look what happens. You select a whole bunch of stuff that you don't want to. So you have to set your camera, use your camera to help you. Select it like that, okay? Press 5 to get out of wireframe mode into shading mode. Then I'm gonna press shift right mouse button, and I'm gonna go bevel, edge. And this fraction I'm gonna set to, you know, be like that. See? And I'm holding the control. So maybe like that. Whichever. So, you know, you don't have to do the exact number of what I do, but the fact that you're doing it. For this one, okay. See, right now the camera is acting up on me, you see? Press F to focus on it. See, that's down here. For that one, you select the whole thing. Damn! Press W to get it. Why is that doing that? Right mouse click and hold, go to edge mode. I can just select all of it. Press F to focus onto it. Shift right click, bevel edge. Make the fraction tighter, like that. Right mouse, click and hold, go to object mode, click outside. Lastly, this one over here, press F to focus, camera's acting up a bit. I want to do this, and I want to do that. So right mouse click and hold, go to edge mode, select that, right? This and this. Shift right click and hold, bevel edge. This part, for you're gonna look at the segments. Hold control, left mouse hover over and just start sliding. So you can do this, see? 6 is more than enough, right? You see how I don't mess with any of this stuff, right? Right click, object mode. That's all you gotta do. Save your assignment as your name underscore bevel underscore assignment. Okay. Do not put spaces. It's just safer to put a underscore. You're gonna save it to the W drive NM2300, whichever class you are in. Right now I put an asterisk. Find your specific folder and dump it in there. Okay, bye.